Hi there and welcome back to another Mec Gaming collections and pickups video for this week. This week's been a good week, some good titles there, some charity shop pickups. I'll go through some charity shop pickups first. There is some game shop pickups and I'll go through more detail why I picked those type of games, of them games up from a charity shop, from a gaming shop, and paid near enough full price for them. But I'll go over that at the start of those pickups. So the first pickup was a charity shop pickup. Both games were from the same charity shop, but different points in the week. The first one I picked up from the same charity shop was a PlayStation 2 game, Crash Bandicoot. It was £1.50, as you can see. We paid, it's Platinum Edition, obviously, but don't come across it very often. It came complete with its manual. And its disc, which is in
good condition.
Very good condition, so that's a good one to add to the old collection.
It was so shiny, it was hurting me.
Original Blockbuster tag. I don't actually know how much it was originally. Should we find out and take that one off while we're here? We'll try and have a look at that. Originally, it was £19.99.
So £20.
Probably the year or a couple of years after that when it came out. So that was the first pickup. The second pickup was from the same charity shop, but I think about 3-4 days later, was this game. Like I always say, if you watch the other videos I've done in the other episodes, I think this is episode 10 now, always pick up this game.
GTA.
He's already said it. GTA. For £1, you can't go wrong. I'm a big fan of this franchise. It came complete with its map, poster, and its manual, and its mail away, and the disc itself is a bit scratched, but it's definitely not playable.
It probably needed to clean up anyway.
It does need to clean up, but we'll add that to the rest of them. I do collect multiple copies of this game, only because I think in the years they're going to go up in value. It's a classic. It's a classic. So that's those two. The rest of these games are going to all be PlayStation 1 games. So this is from another charity shop, both collected at the same time from the same charity shop. Paid £1 each for these. Whenever I see a PlayStation 1 game, I always pick it up, regardless if for £1 you can't leave it, to be honest. Looking to always upgrade what I've currently got or getting games I haven't got. In this case, these two games I haven't got, but they're not the best of games. So the first one, NHL 2000. The case is in good nick. It's a bit scratched up at the front. It's a good case. Maybe use this to bolster other titles. It didn't come with a manual, but the game itself, look at that, it's good. Yeah. It's immaculate. So I believe I haven't got this game, but if I have, it's definitely an upgrade on the disc front. So there's that one. The second game at the same time I collected this one. Oh, I'll tell you a story about these. These went out, and charity shops have a back room. I had a little glimpse, and I saw that. What I saw was 2 PlayStation signs. And I was laid at the counter. I said, "There's 2 games back there. Not too sure if they're allocated to anyone. If not, can I have a look what they are?" And she went, "No problem." So I got them out and I looked at them. And obviously, you kind of obligated to buy them, but for the £1 each, I was always going to get them. And there's a receipt. I'll move that out of the way. This one, oh, sorry, I didn't show you, is SR Snow Racing 98. Bit like Cool Borders, I imagine. I haven't really watched it, to be honest. I played it, sorry. Watched someone play it, I'm not too sure. Manual is in good nick. The CD, the disc itself is immaculate. But the case is battered, if I'm being honest with you. There's cracks and all sorts of things. But for £1, I was never going to leave it there.
It was nearly £2.
Well, £1.98 for both games. Alright, the next set of collections were from various gaming shops of the same franchise or the same. You all know, you'll see the labels on them, but I'm not going to mention the name. These are games that I picked up. I did pay what the labels say. I did have a little bit of a thought to myself this week. Basically, I had a few games that I didn't have consoles for, and picked them up on the basis that I was going to pick the console up at some point. But I've come to realise I can only really collect 1 or 2 libraries for a particular console. So I'll be concentrating on PlayStation 1 and 2 and Game Boy Originals and Game Boy Color games. So I took them back. I took them to the game shop in question. Got trade credit, and with that trade credit, I have picked up these games. The games I swapped were all GameCube games. When I picked them up, I was really interested in getting GameCube. I saw them sitting there. There was things like Mario Double Dash. There was other things, Harry Potter and stuff like that. So I just took all these games. I think I wouldn't have paid no more than £1 each for these games. So I think there's about 20 games there. So these games, even though what the price they say on them, really effectively only cost me £20 because the games I traded in. So I traded up, if anything. The first one I picked up was this one. Not a game I see very often, but I don't think a great game. It is called Chase the Express. Again, it was only £1, so
Chase the Express.
I had to pick it up for £1. The case is in good nick, and it's a double disc game with both discs in A1 condition. Yeah, I didn't realise it was a double disc. I forgot all about it. It came with the manual. Or upside down manual. The case itself is in A1 condition and may use that. I don't think it's a very valuable game. It wouldn't be in this gaming shop for £1 if it was. So that was the first one.
The case looks good for £1.
The case is definitely an upgrade to one of my more expensive games if I wanted to. Let me move them out of the way because they're building up there. Okay, the next game I picked up, that was from one branch. Another branch I went to, I picked up these games.
Yeah.
So the next couple of games were from the same branch. I picked up Croc for £12. Again, didn't pay £12 if you think about it. I picked up Croc. This came with the manual, which was a bit disappointing after I took it. I really should have looked at it before.
Oh, it's got EB on it.
Yeah, it's got writing on it, and I don't know if you can see, the old staples were rusted through. So I've replaced the staples and cleaned it up a little bit. But the game itself...
Oh, that smells.
What, the staples?
No, the manual.
Oh, it does smell. Oh, that's been sitting somewhere it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But never mind. I'll look to upgrade that at some point. But the disc itself has been buffed by the shop. You can tell that because it's still got the stuff around it. But again, not a game I had in the collection, so it was always going to pick that one up from the titles they had in the branch at the time.
Yeah.
The second one was Road Rash Gel Break. Not a game you see very often. I don't think I've ever seen it before. I didn't know it existed. I may have been a bit ignorant, but I didn't know it existed. I played Road Rash on the Sega, obviously. But this one comes with the manual and the game. This was £10. It doesn't have the label on it, but I like that when they don't put the label on it because I've got to spend 10 minutes of my day trying to take that label off. Pretty much the same as that, as Road Rash, the original. You drive around trying to knock people off their bikes, pretty much.
Is that the mission what you have to do in GTA when you have to try?
Yeah, the first mission in GTA 5, we got to chase that bloke till he falls off. But
yeah.
There you go. That was the second one from that branch. The third one was Star Wars Masters. I think, if I don't know if you can see at the back, it's like a Mortal Kombat fighting format where you fight, like this example on the back, it's got Luke Skywalker against Boba Fett. So I thought it was quite interesting. To be honest, it's not a game that I ever played before and wasn't really looking out for it. But once I saw the back and I thought it was a fighting game, I couldn't resist myself for £8 to be honest. So the disc is in good nick, as you would expect from this shop. The manual's in good nick, quite a big manual. Actually, let's see if it's got the actual. It's got Boba Fett. Yeah, it's all got the characters and their moves. Their move sets. But yeah, not too bad for £8. The last and final game from this branch was this game. I picked up a few weeks back the second game, the number 2 of this, but I was always on my eye out to look for this game. Rayman, number 1. As you can see, I gives it away from where I got it from. Paid £12 for that. Well, I didn't pay £12 for it, as I previously stated. But it's a game I didn't have, and I thought to myself, let's complete the 2. Disc is in A1 condition, as you would expect. Again, the manual is complete, as you would expect. So, there you go. Rayman. And the last and final game I picked up from another branch. I actually went out my way to get this game. You can order online and pay £1.50, but I was in the area. I kind of planned my day round to be in that area, so I picked this one up, I think, the day before yesterday. It is Street Fighter Alpha 2. Oh. You got Alpha 3, but Alpha 2. Again, you know what it is. It's a fighting game. The manual is pretty damn big. Pretty damn big. I mean, obviously, it's got all the characters and the moves and where you want to go with it, but had to pick it up. I've got Street Fighter Alpha 3, Alpha 2. I believe there's an Alpha 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, that'd be fantastic. The disc is in A1 condition. I paid £15 for this game. I think most of the Street Fighter games, the last one I paid was £15. But that's got to be one of my favourite collections of this week. £15. £15, but I didn't pay £15, did I? Because I got a trading credit. So more likely, if you want to average it out, probably about £4 or £5, if that. So there you go. That's my favourite collection of this week. Now that's it for this week. It's been a good week, I would say. So there you go. Can't say much more about that. Do you want to say anything else?
Subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, subscribe to his channel if you can find it. Please subscribe. Last video had a good amount of views for what we normally would get, but we haven't seen that into subscribers, so it's kind of ratio. There's people watching multiple times, which is great. But if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, like it. I know it sounds corny, but please do it. It helps us out. And
give a big fat thumbs up.
Big fat thumbs up, but it kind of validates us doing this and pushes us to keep doing it. So, see you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.